Hey there, sales champions, and welcome back to Blackwood's Academy Sales Tip of the Day. Today, we're going to be diving into something that is very important, and it will take you from being an average closer to an exceptional one. How to create urgency. So here's the catch. If you're gonna go create urgency, you gotta do it without coming off as pushy or manipulative or needy. And trust me, there's a fine line between that. So we're gonna be exploring how to do that and also why we need to do that. Well, we're going to be digging into the psychology of it. What's the psychology of urgency? What does it work? We're going to look into some actionable steps into integrating this into your sales process. And of course, we're going to make some examples so you can really nail it. So let's just dive into it. And the first one we want to look into is why do we even need to create an urgency? What's the psychology behind it? So let's break it down. Urgency is a very, very powerful tool. Humans are wired to prioritize immediate action over future benefits. Psychologists call this temporal discounting. It means we value things more if when we feel there's an immediacy, an urgency, or scarcity. So the two things that we want to kind of tap into are FOMO, the fear of missing out. It's when people are thinking, I'm going to miss out on something valuable or something important, they're more likely to act quickly. It's old school phrases like limited time only, exclusive offer. They've been used for decades, and there's a reason for it. It's because they work. And look, a lot of people will throw, like we talked about in other videos, fancy new frameworks, fancy new gimmicks, but look at what's been tried, true, and tested. I like testing out new things, but I also like to go to the back to the old school that I know works and works almost every time. So one of the other reasons is, decision, fatigue. The more options people have, the more, decision they have to make. It just makes it harder on them. And it just makes them harder to make the decision when they got too many options. So urgency is a way to simplify the process for them by giving them a clear reason why to act now. But here's the kicker. Misuse these triggers and you'll lose trust. And that's why creating a genuine urgency is the key. So look, the do's and don'ts of creating urgency. Uh, Tie urgency to real value. Don't be gimmicky about it. Make sure it urgency aligns with the prospect's needs. For example, this promotion ends on Friday is less compelling than if we start up now, will you be set before your busy season begins? It is like one of the things that I'm working with now, my new job. I have no idea when actually like this thing is going to be absolutely valuable for them, and the reason is because I don't know when they're planning to use it. So meaning is they use it a lot over the year, and they will use it at different points, and it's going to save them a lot of time when they use it. But what specific dates, time, or even season is very hard to kind of nail down. So my thing is that I need to give them the urgency of you need to know this now before you get busy. So when you get busy and when the stuff, starts becoming too much, you already have the tool at hand and you can use it. So also be specific, general statements like, act fast feels hollow. It's nothing. Offer a clear deadline. And the reason, we're offering a 20% discount until the end of the month, or, you know, like I said, be specific. It's not just like I tell my, clients within this new job is I don't tell them that, they're going to be missing out by the end of the week, but I tell them like, look, the sooner you know about this tool, the sooner you know how to use it, the easier it's going to be whenever you hit the busy season or whenever you do need to use it. So why not just do it now and you got it and it's ready in your toolkit. Show social proof. Highlight how others that acted quickly benefited from it. For example, one of our similar clients was in a, one of our clients was in a similar, position, and they decided to move forward immediately, and it saved them weeks of headache. Or with mine, I can tell them like I met with a big client yesterday, and I was booking a meeting with another big one today. And I told them I met these guys yesterday. They have it already in their toolkit, and they're just about to use it because of these reasons. So I think this would really benefit you. Takes only 15 to 20 minutes. How about we book something, ba ba ba, and a book. So that was great. It was a great example of how to do it. like I said, the don'ts is like don't make fake urgency. Nothing ruins trust faster than you giving them a fake urgency. It's like one of those things of, hey, look, I'll give you 30, we have a 30% discount until the end of the week. And then next week you try using it again. You go, well, you know what? I can actually extend it for you. Then they're gonna go, oh, I can't trust anything coming out of this guy's mouth. He told me last week it was only until Friday, but now it's even, it's extended for no reason. So don't invent deadlines that don't exist. Prospect can smell it, the insincerity, and just it will ruin trust. Overwhelming the prospect, of course, urgency doesn't mean bombarding with the messages and just keep going, like act now, act now, act now. Keep it professional, keep it balanced. So, you don't want to be coming off as pushy, you don't want to be coming off as insincere, and it takes a fine balance. And like we talked about, it takes fucking ages to build up trust, and it takes seconds to ruin it. Now, how to create urgency without the pressure? Because you want to have urgency, but you don't want to overwhelm and pressure them into it. So use limited offers thoughtfully. Don't go too hardcore into them. We gotta. You're not being. It's not every time. So it's something special. Actually, it's actually special. Emphasize the cost of inaction. Every month that you wait, you're going to cost your team hours in efficiency. We start now, you're going to be seeing results before the end of the next quarter. This reframes the urgency as a benefit rather than pressuring them into it, and leverage natural deadlines like our onboarding process aligns perfectly with your busy season. If we start next week, your team is going to be ready before Barara. And this is, to align the urgency with their goals. It makes it feel collaborative, not pushy. And yeah, make it personal. You mentioned you wanted to streamline this operation before your expansion. Starting now, we can hit that goal together. So why that works, is tying the urgency to their specific need. It's not just a generic offer, or he feels like you're just trying to push something fake. Another examples is, let's bring this into like a real world example in software sales. Our calendar is, you can say our calendar is filling up, for the onboarding slots. I really want to ensure your team, is up and running before Q1. We need to start next week. Does this timeline work for you? Or then, this is again, you're being genuine, you're being, look, it's one of these things I've done with booking meetings. Like I will have maybe Tuesday completely free, nothing going on, and I'll suggest it as a meeting. But I won't just go, look, I have Tuesdays wide open, like whenever you want. I will look at it and go, let me see my calendar. Just give that pause. Silence is golden. And then I go, how about Tuesday? That actually looks pretty good. How are you before lunch? And they'll suggest something. Even if they say, no, not before lunch at 2 o'clock, I'll just go 2. Let me check. Yeah, that works. This makes it just feels like they, got something that's a little bit more valuable than just, hey, look, I'm free whenever. Like I'm desperate, please. And it's not about misleading or anything. It's just act a little cool. Doesn't mean you're misleading. It just means that you know the value of your time, and want to make them feel like they actually got a valuable meeting out of this. And of course, for services, you could be doing, we have some spots left in December schedule. If you book now, I can lock you in a preferred date. I do it with placeholders like we talked about. There's a lot of clients that I talk to now that want to meet in January, or, call me back in January, and I'll just say, hey, look, can we, put some placeholder in the calendar? And when we get there, if it works, we'll keep it. If not, then, we'll find some new time. And that they always say yes. For e-commerce, it could be just, look, we restocked and based on new trends, this item is going to sell out in 2 weeks. I hate for you to miss out. And you know that it's a trend, you've seen it, like, so you're actually, taking care of them. So you're not, you want to make sure they don't miss out. So, and look, like I said, this isn't easy just to do. It's very hard to balance. So if you're mastering the balance of this, look, if you push too hard, you risk damaging trust. If you don't push at all, the opportunity is just going to slip away. So how do you find the balance? Well, listen more than you talk. Urgency should be about their need, not your sales quote. So follow up strategically, reinforce the deadlines without spamming. Just, hey, friendly reminder, our early bird, pricing ends on Friday. Let me know if you can want to talk about it. And just be honest. If the deadline is real, say so. If it's flexible, let them know. Authenticity builds long-term trust, and that's what we're in here for. Not for the quick buck. You should be building relationships for the longer haul. So, create urgency is about guiding your prospect and not pressuring them. It's about showing them why now is the best time to act in a way that feels collaborative and authentic. And if you found this video helpful, hit the like button and subscribe for more tips. And if you're really ready to master your sales process, check out my Udemy course. It's linked in the channel description. And look, thank you for tuning in, and let's use this tool for the next calls we're doing. Try it out, have a different line of strategies, how tonality and how you use it. And look, as a bonus tip, whenever I'm trying to close the last the meeting, I do want like using what Jordan Belfort talks about. You can question his morality and how he does it, but look, it's a good line. I do use fair enough. And my colleagues actually really love it because they do hear me say it a lot. But it works. So I will say something in the lineup. Look, how about we take a quick 15-20 minute meeting next week? Then you can be really informed for your decision. I'm booking up pretty fast on Tuesday and Thursday. So how about we set something up for Wednesday? Does that sound fair enough? And it is what it works. And the same is with urgency. You can hate it, you can love it, you can think you know, it's not manipulative. It's just using, words that resonate. So let's get out there and get those sales in and book those meetings. Please comment in the section down below if you want to hear some videos or topics that you think could be helpful. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thank you so much. Ciao.